So, I've shown you previously what I call a sliding pulse in 4/4. Yeah, and if you look in my rudiment section, you'll find the sliding pulse is playing every third beat in 4/4. So ca, 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 ca. Yeah, and that moves around the beat in 4/4. So if we imagine our beat in 4/4, so go 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 ga da ga, gunky ding, gang gunky ding, gang gunky ding, gang gunky ding, gang ga 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 ga. Yeah, it works over 3 bars. Watch my other video on that. Now the great thing about that, and in particular that, there's certain other phrases that do it as well, but that sliding pulse, over the course of 3 bars, it hits every single microbeat. Yeah? It hits every pulse beat, it hits every microbeat after, before, every half beat, every single one. Yeah? If you don't believe me, write it down and work it out yourself. It hits every single microbeat over the course of 4 bars. Now that gives it a very special property. It means that we can go into it or out of it at any point, which is a brilliant thing for a solo phrase, because you know when you watch djembeweavers play, one thing that's really characteristic of djembeweaver solos, instead of kind of playing that and then sort of stopping and then playing that and then stopping and then playing that and then stopping, they tend to seamlessly blend one solo phrase into another and just link, and it's just this kind of endless flow of consciousness that's so beautiful. And this is one way that you can achieve something like that. So let's use an example. I'm going to use a different solo phrase, something that I've called a single roll sliding rudiment in one of my other videos. So it went that one. And what we're going to do is just, and again that's a sliding phrase as well, we're going to play that, and then at some point we're just going to go into the ga 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 into the sliding pulse, and you'll see that it doesn't matter where I go into it, it's always right. Okay, so you can use this as a brilliant way to link solo phrases. So for example, we'll start off, I'll count myself in actually, we're in 4/4, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, we go. We can go into it at absolutely any point, and that makes much more sense over a redundant pattern. So if we can have a 4/4 redundant pattern, please Zoe, we'll try and keep it nice and slow, and I'll show you how that works. So start off with the accompaniment. where we go in, it's always right. One thing you might have noticed was that it didn't quite work back the other way, in that I couldn't just go from that sliding pulse straight back into the solo phrase. Why? Because the solo phrase that I used, or the solo rudiment, the single well sliding rudiment, doesn't have that same property. It doesn't hit every single microbeat over the course of several bars. So we can't just go into it at any point. But if we pick another phrase that does have that property, we can go in and out. And I'm going to show you that in a different video, because otherwise it's going to get a little bit long. So have a go at that. You can use it with any phrase you like. Pick any solo phrase and go into that rudiment, into that sliding pulse, and you'll see it doesn't matter where you're going, it's always right. So have a go with that. Enjoy.